Bible, writings, okay? And we tried to connect a harmony between these things that we've read and the human body, what goes on inside of you, the brain. Basically, we've centered there. And then the universe. And we've tried to see, is there any connection? And we've been able to make some pretty good connections that I think justify continued observation and thinking. The book of Revelation, and we used the book of Daniel. Inside of our body, we considered the fornix of the brain, the pineal gland of the brain, the 12 cranial nerves. So in other words, what I'm telling you is that we've been able to make a connection between the documents in the Bible, the anatomy. We looked at that, we looked in the universe, and we were able to see a connection with supernova. We'll call it SN 1987A. The constellation Fornax, and as the pineal gland of the brain, and the galaxy 4555. I think I've gotten some good circumstantial evidence that the documents that we've been reading in Revelation and Daniel and other things coordinate well with the anatomical things that we have about the fornix of the brain, the pineal gland, and the 12 cranial nerves, and then to attach them to what's going on in the universe today in supernova 1987A and the Fornax and galaxy 4555, okay? What I'm proposing to you, which is still at a difficult stage for you to accept, is that 4555 is the location where the intelligence of the people reside. I'm just to stop beating around the bush and we'll come right out and go after it now, because you've gotten to that point where I think you're mature enough to accept it. 4555 is the location of the galaxy where the people who are assigned to direct your affairs and lead you into this evolution live. And these are the ones who are providing us with the opening of the information to look at supernova 1987A as the pineal gland that will cause the fire to flow stria pinealis to the fornax. In the human brain, there is a straight line called stria pinealis that goes from the pineal gland to the fornix of the brain. In the sky, we now have supernova 1987A, which equates to the pineal gland, and a straight line from there going to the constellation Fornax. All right. It's the scientists from NASA who say that supernova 1987A will cause the center eye to light in 2000 and 2002. In the famous story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these were the three people that were thrown into a furnace, and then when they looked in, there was a fourth person. And of course, that's obvious mythology. Is we were able to make a connection between that story in Daniel of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and the furnace as being the constellation Fornax. For constellation Fornax, the word Fornax means furnace. Then we were able to equate Fornax to the gland fornix, which is located in the center of the human brain and connected to the pineal gland. Is that the pineal gland of the brain, which is the single eye, all right? There is a straight line called stria pinealis in your brain. I'm talking about in your brain. The energy goes off of stria pinealis and hits the fornix of the brain, which is the vault or the oven or the furnace, okay? The energy rises up the spine, hits the pineal gland, and then the energy that rises is the solar plexus energy, which is the fire from the bottom hitting the eye, which then travels up the straight line to the fornix. What I'm proposing to you is that what is going on in the sky right now, discovered by Hubble, is supernova 1987A, which I am proposing to you is a pineal gland. It equates to the pineal gland of the brain, but it's in the universe, which of course is that. Single eye, which has been on the front page of National Geographic and all of the various newspapers and so forth and so on. That's the third eye, that's the single eye, and I'm proposing to you that this is the fornax. So supernova 1987A would equate with the pineal. In meditation, the solar plexus fire inside of you causes the pineal to light the fornix, and amen comes out of there and causes enlightenment inside of your head. What I am proposing to you is that then the pineal, which is supernova 1987A, will then send this energy to the constellation Fornax, which will cause the furnace to light, and then the same thing will occur as occurred in the Bible story, which is the myth of this, that it was the 3 becomes 4. That the earth part of us is joined by that which is the quote-unquote heaven part of us. So a lot of exciting things happening between now and the year 2000.